We've all heard the term condo pasalo or assumed balance. But what is it exactly? And more importantly, as an investor, is it even a good strategy to pursue? Let's find out. I'm Edric Maguan, and this is The Real Deal. Often, we see properties for sale na may nakasulat na pasalo or assumed balance. Ano nga ba ibig sabihin nito? Pasalo or assumed balance is when the current owner or the seller of the property, or more accurately, the holder of rights, is selling it prior to turnover for a certain price. The buyer of these rights or the property will take over the remaining balance and term with the developer. In other words, sasaluhin ni buyer yung balanse ni seller sa developer, kaya siya tinatawag na pasalo o assumed balance. What's in it for the seller? May profit pa rin ba si seller sa pasalo transaction? Most of the time, yes. Why? The sellers, in this case, usually are the first movers. This means that they were able to buy the unit near the date of the launch of the development. And since then, the market price of the property has already increased. For more information about the first mover advantage, check out my other video. But on a few occasions, the sellers are selling at break-even or yung naririnig nating balik-hulog lang, or at a loss or palugi. And this is mainly because of a personal finance issue. Pero pag buyer ka, bakit ka naman bibili ng pasalo? Bakit hindi ka na lang dumiretso sa developer pag may available units pa? It seems safer to talk to a trusted developer versus a seller you probably do not personally know. That's because the sellers usually price their pasalo properties below the current list price that the developer is offering. So in other words, makakamura ka talaga. And remember, these sellers, being the first movers, are the first ones to reserve. They would usually have chosen the units with the best layout and view. So altogether, this can be a good opportunity for you to take advantage of. If you are looking for the best pasalo deals, send me a message on my Facebook or Instagram. Links in the description box. Pero ang tanong, how much do you have to pay the seller in cash for the pasalo transaction? Well, that depends on a few factors, such as the asking price, payment terms, and how many more months before the unit is turned over. But just as a rule of thumb, the closer to turnover the unit is, the bigger the amount you have to pay in cash. This is because the seller has also paid more for the property. Let's take this actual condo pasalo that I closed, a 2-bedroom unit with parking, 1 year before turnover. The seller was offering it for a total price of 6.5 million. A similar unit and parking from the developer at that time was around 9 million. This means that the buyer enjoyed a 2.5 million or 28% discount versus the developer's list price. In this particular transaction, the buyer paid the seller 2.4 million in cash and assumed the remaining balance to the developer. He had to pay the developer the monthly down payment for the remaining 12 months at 26,500 a month for a total of 318,000. Then the buyer got a bank loan for the remaining balance of 3.78 million, including unpaid closing fees upon turnover. All these payments summed up to a total price of 6.5 million. If you're wondering if nalugi ba si seller in this particular deal, the answer is no. The seller sold the unit at a 100% net profit versus its cash investment after taking into account all the transaction fees. Gulat ka, no? This is the power of the first mover advantage that I mentioned earlier. Before we move on, if you find this content insightful, please hit the like button. Sa totoo lang, the best deals like my example require the buyer to pay a huge sum of money up front, which is in the millions. May ibang deals umaabot pa ng 50% of the asking price ang cash down payment. Unless you're an end user and you're in a rush to use the property, I would describe this approach as putting all your eggs in one basket. If you're an investor and the prospect of paying millions upfront for one property is a bit too much for you, you may want to explore buying pre-selling properties from the developer or in the primary market. When investing in pre-selling properties, you are not using all your cash right away, especially with the generous payment terms that developers are offering right now. One of the most underrated aspects of investing in real estate is thinking how you can be more efficient with the use of your money in order to maximize your gains. Pwede ka mag-reserve ng property sa current price nila and pay as low as 15 to 20% down payment over the entire pre-selling period. This means that you are paying a relatively small amount monthly, unlike the huge payment you have to make for pasalo deals. This frees up your cash so you can use it for buying another pre-selling property or for other purposes. Instead of having just one property that will increase in value, you could have two, which over the long run can make you more millions. If you want to explore pre-selling properties that have high growth potential, you may book a free consultation with me by the link in the description. Investing in pre-selling properties is also great for first-time investors who really want to get in early and don't want to wait until they have saved enough to buy a pasalo deal. Imagine mo kung mag-start ka mag-save ngayon para makabili ng pasalo deal in 3 years. Only to find out na mas mahal na rin pala ang mga pasalo deals after 3 years compared to pre-selling properties today. Instead of waiting, smart investors prefer to invest today so they can acquire a property at its lowest possible price and also have the benefit of paying a relatively small amount monthly so that years later they have the option to be the one selling the pasalo deals or even choose to continue with the property and earn through rental income. Both buying pasalo and investing in pre-selling properties are good investment strategies. Each has their own advantages. It just depends on your goals and priorities. You don't even have to just stick with one of them. These are just tools that you can use. So which strategy are you more interested in pursuing for your first or next investment? Let me know in the comment section below. See you guys next time! Thank you for watching. Are you ready to invest in real estate? Let me help you get the property that best suits your goals and maximizes your earning potential. I am affiliated with the most reputable and trusted developers, offering a wide range of affordable to luxury residential developments in Metro Manila and adjacent emerging cities. So sign up now for a free consultation with me by the link in the description. Let's get rich and financially free, one property at a time. Check out my other videos and follow me on Facebook and Instagram for more investment tips.